Hi everyone, and welcome to your sixth phonics lesson where we're actually going to do a little bit of writing today. So we today will need, again, either a paper and a pencil or a whiteboard and a marker, just something to write with, but you actually won't really need it till the end. So you can either pause it and get it now, or you can just get it at the end, because for a while, you're actually just going to help me to do some writing. So we learned last week that we are starting a new unit in writing, which is called opinion writing. Do you remember what opinion writing means? Opinion writing means you're writing what you think or feel about something. So it's not just stating facts. It's not teaching someone about something true. It is just teaching someone or telling someone what your opinion is, what you think or feel about something. So last week, you guys wrote about what you think would make a really good pet, what you think the best pet would be. Today, we're going to do kind of the opposite. We're going to think today about what pet you think would be a bad pet. What animal you think would make a bad pet. Now, remember, opinion writing is what you think or what you feel about something. So what I think might be a bad pet might not be what you think is going to be a bad pet. That's okay, because that's why it's our own opinions. So I know the first thing good writers do is they have to think about it. So I have to think, what's my opinion? What do I think would make a bad pet? Well, I know that the animal that I'm most afraid of would be a snake. So I think that a snake would be a bad pet. So I thought about it. Now I need to draw a quick picture. So remember, a quick picture is just to get our idea on there. It doesn't have to be perfect. We don't have to be great artists for this. So I'm just going to draw a quick picture. If I think a snake is going to be a bad pet, I'm just going to super speedy quick draw a snake. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, just to get your idea on the paper. So there's my snake. Now I think about it, then I draw my quick picture. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to label it, because if someone picks this up, they might not know it's a snake. They might think it's like a worm or something like that. That's why we label it. So when we do our labels, we're going to use our finger stretching to stretch out some words and then write the sounds and the letters that go with those sounds. So this is a snake. So let's finger stretch snake. Ready? Snake. 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 It's a tricky one because the first sound is actually two sounds in there if you really listen closely. Let's still start at the beginning. Snake. Sn. That was two sounds. Sn. That was a s. And then a n. Snake. Sn. A. What do you hear? I hear A like acorn. Wait, the A usually just says ah, like apple. Keep that in your head. You're going to have to tell me about something in a second here. Snake. Snake. What says k? Could be a C, could be a K, could be a CK because it's at the end, but it's not actually at the end, because what do we need to make that A say A and not say ah? We need a silent, sneaky E, just like we learned in phonics this week. So that E is going to make that A say A instead of ah. So check out our label. We have snake, snake. All right, so I thought about it. I drew my quick picture. I think a snake is a bad pet. So I wrote my label, snake. Now it's time to write our sentence. Now, the first thing we do when we write is we plan our sentence out. That way we're not just kind of making up words as we go, but that way we're able to get that complete thought onto the paper. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm telling what my opinion is that would be a bad pet. And I told you my opinion is that a snake is a bad pet. That's just my opinion. You can think differently. You can think snakes are the best pet. That's okay, because this is opinion writing, where you write what you think or feel about something. And I think and I feel that a snake is a bad pet. So I'm going to tap it out again. A snake is a bad pet. Now I have to start at the beginning of my sentence. What's my first word? A. And how do we spell A? Easy peasy. Just the letter A. And why did I do a capital there? Because a sentence begins with a capital letter. It's a new sentence. I'm starting it. It has to have a capital letter. All right, go back and read. A what? Snake. Now, am I going to write snake right here? No, I have to leave a space. Every word needs a space over here and a space over there. Every word needs a space between it. So a snake. Well, we could stretch out snake again. Or we could just look at our label. We already labeled it. S-N-A-K-E. Snake. snake. So we have snake, and we have a silent E to make that A say A instead of A. All right, a snake is. I'm going to leave my space and write is. How do I spell is? That's a sight word. It's I-S, is. Okay, now go back and read. Always go back and read. A snake is a. I said a snake is a bad pet. So a snake is a. And this time, I'm going to leave my space and do a lowercase a because we're in the middle of the sentence. Always go back and read. Read it with me. A snake is a bad. All right, we're going to have to stretch out bad. Here we go. Bad. B-A-D. Bad. Do that with me again. Bad. B-A-D. Bad. Okay, first sound. Bad. B. What says B? B. Okay. Bad. B. A. What says A? A. Just A. Bad. B. A. D. What says D? D. Now I don't have any room over here to write any other words, so I got to sweep down to the next line. Okay, read what we have so far. A snake is a bad what? Pet. Let's stretch out pet. Pet. P-et. Pet. First sound. Pet. P. What says P? P. Okay, pet. P. What says E? E. E says E like edge. P-et. What's T? T. Nice job. All right, now we're going to go back and read it as always. A snake is a bad pet. What comes at the end of a sentence? I need to dot it to say I am finished with that sentence. So a snake is a bad pet. But when we do opinion writing, we don't just write our opinion. We have to give at least 1 or 2 reasons why that is our opinion. So let me tell you some of the reasons that I think a snake is a bad pet. Well, first of all, I think a snake will bite you because I know that they have sharp, like kind of like fangs there for their teeth and that they can bite. So first of all, I think a snake might bite you. I also think it's a bad pet because it eats rats, and I would be really sad to have to feed a rat to my pet snake. So that's part of why I think they'd be a bad pet. I also don't think they'd be really soft and fluffy to pet. They'd just be like kind of slimy. So that's another reason. So I got to think about which one I want to write first. Well, really, I think a snake would be the worst pet because that it will bite you. So a snake is a bad pet. My first reason is it will bite you. Now, again, this is just my opinion, and I'm backing it up with why I think it's a bad pet, because it will bite you. So I'm going to tap it out. It will bite you. Ooh, a lot of sight words in that. Okay, my first word was it. And how do we spell it? I-T. And I did a big I because the sentence begins with a capital letter. All right, it will. I'm going to leave my space and write will. Ooh, that's also a sight word. How do I spell will? W-I-L-L. You could stretch that out if you needed to. Will. It will, what? Bite. Okay, I'm going to leave my space, and we're going to stretch out bite. Bite. B-I-T. Bite. First sound, go. Bite. B. What says B? Good. B. Okay. Bite. I, what do you hear? I hear I like ice, which means that's a long I, which means we're going to need something in a second here. Keep it in your head. Bite. B-I-T. What says T? T. Let's read this word as it's written here. B-it. Bit. Did we mean to write bit? No, we're trying to write bite. So what do we need to change that I to a long I, to a I like ice? What do we need? We need the silent sneaky E. Good. All right, now let's read it. It will bite. And I said not just it will bite, but it will bite you. So it will bite you. I'm going to leave a space. And I think I have just enough room there to write you. How do I spell you? Y-O-U. Y-O-U. And what do I need at the end of my sentence? I need to dotted up here you to say I'm done. I'm going to go back and read what I have. A snake is a bad pet. It will bite you. Now I'm going to give more reasons, right? I could continue. I could write it eats rats, or it does not feel soft, or it feels slimy. I could write all of those things. I could go on and on, because when you think you're done, you've just begun. You can add more details. You can add more details to tell more reasons why this is your opinion. But I'm going to pause right here with my writing, because I want you to have a chance to write now. So your job today is to, on either your whiteboard with your marker or on paper and pencil, either way is fine, I want you to write your opinion on what animal would make a bad pet. So again, you might have a different opinion than me. You might think, maybe you think a dog would be a bad pet. Maybe you think an elephant would be a bad pet. You can think of any animal you want to, but your job is to tell us, number one, what animal will be a bad pet, and then at least 2 reasons why that animal would make a bad pet. This is your opinion. You're going to write it, and then you're going to back it up with some reasons. We cannot wait to see your work, and we can't wait to hear what animals you think are going to make a bad pet. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.